Everybody, what's up? We're back. Okay, so yeah, so I got all these notes, right? And I get excited because I got a lot to talk about, but not, it's over a series of videos, and I'm happy to see you. I hope you're happy to see me too. My name is Tanisha Portier. I am a global innovator for the 21st century. So I know, I see, I feel, I taste, I touch. I believe that I'm here to create, like I'm here to cultivate my natural gifts and talents by first starting off by helping and healing myself, my family, and then the world. So let's get this party started. Yo, okay. So I want to talk about forgiveness, okay? Let's make this video like as transparent as possible. So forgiveness at its very simplest form. I like to try to keep things simple if possible on your own front. But I've been doing some some inside work, and you never on this spiritual journey, on this soul journey, or back to ourselves, we never get to a point where it's just nobody else to forgive. Like it's just we got it all together. Like we never ever get to that point where that's it. Like it's a done deal. To discuss, like it's a done deal, and we got everything like together. So in my eyes are out, you can see how like I'll be like tearing up, but because I was like, I try to be as mindful as possible when when I when I'm doing my clearing of myself. Like, what do I need? And I'm learning some things. And I'm going to talk about this in another video, but it's the power of cleaning out, like cleaning and clearing out, like reorganizing in divine order. Um, and that's the law of like cleansing, the law of order, right? And then there's a law of forgiveness. So within those universal laws, um, I did the whole cleaning, and I gotta I'm gonna talk to you about that. Like I just it wasn't like I wasn't already clean, but I just like did like a massive upside down turn of everything, and just like threw everything anything I can find. Like, let me just get rid of everything. Like, I don't even care. Like no attachment. Like, forget it. Now, nope. And so, and it led me to this, to like forgiveness. So the next step was like, was introducing us like the law of forgiveness. And so I'm just like, oh, I'm good at forgiving people. Like, like I ain't tripping. I ain't tripping. So, and I was like, but just in case like I'm God, like who is it I need to forgive, or who I need to ask forgiveness for. And it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm gonna go and specifically ask that those people, person, or things, because some people I may not be able to be in contact with anymore, or just in case, like let me say apologies. And normally to be honest, like um, one of the things that I can say that I have worked on and I'm still working on is if I do something that I know like wasn't right, like I would like, I'll be like, do it. I'll be upset, and I'm like, you know what, that wasn't even right. Like I'll tell the person like I apologize, like, but you got on my nerve that time. Like, I'm probably not necessarily like that, but they're probably like that, like I will like I'm quick to to call myself out if I have done something in the past, if I've done something in the future. But one thing that I'm not obligated to is my past, or one thing I'm not obligated to is holding on to what someone has against me, like if that's ever a case. And I've learned this as I'm learning the art and the art of forgiveness, the law of forgiveness, whatever you want to call it, is while you are just resurfacing to say, I forgive my teacher in, the second grade for not allow her, whatever, for just, I don't know, not calling on me in class, for example, right? Or I know one of my teachers, I'm gonna tell you a story. This is a true story. So one of my teachers that I had, um, I'm not gonna say when or where, but it was when I was very young. They said, "You are like the dumbest person I've ever known, like you, you. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to remember. Like you were, it was so hurtful. It was like you. I don't even know how you got here in school, and I don't even know how you like even wanted to just try to write. It was something like writing. It was like you something I don't know, but it like hurt me for like ever. You hear me? And so I was just like, and I never went back to that school again. I don't know, maybe it was something or a class or something, but I never went back. And I never forgot what that teacher told me. And here's the thing, it's because prior to that, I had wrote a story about dinosaurs, and the story was so cool. Like one of the lines, and it was just like, I was so scared of Tyrannosaurus Rex that my glasses were even shaking in the hallway. I don't know, it was like something really, really creative. And like the years before, my teacher said, well, teacher, you're just such a fun, cool writer. And, and these things like that. And so I was just like, and also, as a kid, as a child, you go through these things. You like when your teacher tells you something because you spend most of the time with them throughout the day and you're learning, and so and so you take those things to heart. And so I've never forgot that phrase or whatever. She read my story to the whole class. Fast forward to the story of the other gentleman that told me I was like the stupidest person, the dumbest person he ever knew. He doesn't even know why I'm in this class and I need to leave. And not I don't think he said need to leave, but like basically I was like dehumanized, with the words that he was saying, and like everyone like looked at me, and I just like sunk into my chair, and I was like I was waiting for like a bathroom, a lunch break, anything, and I never came back to that class, like ever. Years later, probably 20 some years later, I saw this dude, this teacher, and I don't know how he knew that I was the same person. I don't know if I looked the same, but I don't know how he knew. And I don't know how I knew that was him. I just knew that that scar had stayed with me. And he was at this workshop. This workshop, it was like in an international workshop where people can come in and learn about different things. And he was the writer, and he did like writing and different things for this program. And all of a sudden, like something like welled up inside of me when I saw him. And I was like, oh, you, this was like maybe 7 years ago, 5 years ago. I don't know, but it was not too long ago. I mean, 5 years ago seems a lot, but when you grow up and when you were a little kid and you knew that this was your teacher and the teacher knew it was you, that's the craziest thing. And so he said, I said, you were the teacher that said I was a dumb. And he stopped me. He said, "No, no, 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 no. People change. People change." And I don't. And I was like, and I didn't say anything else. And I was just like, because I had already. I was like the MC of the event. I was the MC of the event, and I was going around to tables and booths. And so that's how I seen his booth as a writer and this. And I was like MCing this international event, co-hosting with another individual. And it was like students from all over, like all over United States, all over the world, had came to this. Um, and so for him to see me as, as a presenter, as an MC, mistress of ceremony, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what it did to him, but he did not let me finish what I was gonna say, and I held that in for so long. I don't think that I was going to like tell him off. I think more so than anything, I wanted to let him know, like, do you know what I've accomplished since? Like, do you know that I've had like the number one hip hop show in a whole nother country, R&B hip on a radio station? Like, do you know, like, I've written a book? Like, do you know, like, I've won awards and stuff? Like, and I wanted to like say so many different things, and I was just like, it just didn't come out. And so he was just like, just people change, just leave it alone, just. And so he was like, and I was like, okay, you know what I'm working on some projects. um he's like, here, take my card if you ever need any like grammar work, or if you ever need any type of girl, if you ever need any type of assistance with like any of your upcoming things, then take my card, please. Like, I'll be happy to help. And I take his card, but I don't know if I wanted to cry or if I wanted to like say like, I can't believe like I saw this person. I wasn't even upset. I was just more so like, oh my gosh, like I see the dude that like the teacher that like really humiliated me when I was younger. And the thing is like, I was thought about like, what am I going to do when I see this dude? Like, what am I going to say? Like, what am I, and I was like, I'm going to tell him off. And I was like, no, I ain't. I'm going to act like I don't know. Like, I don't know. But it wasn't like something that I held in me. But I knew that when things came up, that what he said like had affected me for so many years. And so when I talk about forgiveness and like, who do I need to forgive? What do I need to like, what have I been holding on to? What is it that that I need to let go of? And so when I saw him, like I when I left, like I was immediately relieved. I said, you know what, God, I don't I, I don't know, maybe we did, like maybe I did say like I forgive you, maybe I did, or maybe like we crushed you because we didn't, because he gave him his card. So I'm thinking, I'm not for sure how it ended, but it wasn't like negative or anything like that. And I just felt like a sense of like healing that like came over me. And I was just like, you know what? I'm not even tripping. Like, I let go. Like, I release the need to feel that way. I release like anything that I held on to, like the old limited beliefs and all those things like that. And so now in life and learning the universal law and other things that have happened to me, things that I've done wrong to people, right? Because I'm human, and things that people have done wrong to me, um, or just maybe a tiff or maybe a misunderstanding or maybe things like that. And when I say done wrong, I'm just like, if things don't pan out the way we want them, or whatever the case may be, how do we forgive? Like, do I hold on to things? Do I grudge? I feel like I've always had the ability to let things go, um, and to grow. And then when I learned about this whole universal law thing of letting go of forgiveness, I noticed that I still had some things I was holding on to. So I was like, okay, how do I do this? And so today, and so throughout, let me say like last week, this week, I've been like doing some work on forgiving. Like I just been saying, anything, things, people, whatever may come. Even if even if there's nothing, like I release myself from the situation. I release them, to their greatest and highest good as fast as so that they can get to the levels that they need to. I release any grudges, anything that I may have that I don't know or may know about, or anything that is in me that is not of you, that is not my greatest and highest good. I release myself from that person, and they forgive me. And I've the law of assumption. I have put in myself that they forgive me, and I forgive them, and that we are good for now and ever. So it doesn't mean that just because they may still have a grudge or be angry or be upset or may not talk to me, or for when if that is possible, or if there's any other reason, that doesn't have anything to do with me anymore. And I've just been going through like people that I know, people that I thought that anything, like people that I'm just like totally cool with. But sometimes you never know, like when you're cool with somebody, but if you say or do something, like you don't know if like if you've ever done something where somebody, you're really cool with that person, but then they say or do something, you're like, "Well, I don't like how they said that," but y'all still cool. So I was like, just in case, like, and I'm saying this to myself, like, and then I'm also, like the people that I can like connect with and say, hey, if I've ever like offended you or this or that, I want to apologize, and, X, Y, and Z. And so, but then I let it go. Like, I'm not holding on. Like, I'm not. So if you try to bring it back, if you try, that's your business. Like, that's another thing. Is art of forgiveness is for you, because when you do, and I had a purge. I was like, what is going on? And I was transparency. I was crying, and I was like crying. I'm like, what is it? What am I not? What am I holding on to? Like, what do I need to let go of? What do I need to heal from? What is going on? Because I'm like, I'm cool. Like, I ain't tripping off of nobody, and nobody, so I'm just like, but what is the surge that's happening? And there's a purification. And what could happen is when we could have held on to, so I'm like letting go. I'm trying to like let go of like any Hold on, y'all. Oh, thyme, cucumbers, and water. So, so y'all know, when I, what was I saying? So y'all know when I'm like, so when I'm just trying to like let go of everything, I'm just like, I'm trying to like name off like who, what, when, where, how, like whatever. And the thing about it is that like, there was like a surge. Was that? I need water. Okay, go ahead, bro. Um, so it's like a surge of things that have like been. So it's like a surge of things that have been like. I'm trying to get my train of thought, man. So it's like a surge of things, and so I was like, why am I feeling this kind of way? Like, why am I crying? Like, why is there all these things that are like happening? And why am I so emotional? And the thing that I wanted to say was this: is that we can have things that we have held on to for a long, long time. And it could be years ago. And guess what? They get shelved. They get shelved in different areas. They get shelved in different categories. They get shelved in different places in our life. And so if this happens and we don't know, guess what? It then comes back up and it manifests. It can manifest in emotions. It can manifest in dis-ease, disease, ailments, stress, depression, worry. And so when these things are bubbling up, because remember now, to get rid of something, it has to go somewhere. Energy has to go somewhere. And so even though when we forgive, we do it for us. That is why people say, when you forgive for you. And we're like, well, I don't want to forgive. Guess what? If you don't, it gets shelved. Your all of that negative vibe, grudges, vendetta, personal vendetta, it gets shelved in different areas of your life. Is it in your kidneys? Are you having kidney disease? Kidneys, that deals with childhood, that deals with kids, that deals with, all those different things. Different organs in your body signify different things. That's something that we have to like learn, like the metaphysics of this, and these things. And so when we hold on to these things and we feel like, okay, where am I hurting at? Where do I have the most pain? Breast. Like when women hold so much breast cancer, we try to hold on to, we try to be superwoman, we try to do all these things, we try to act like this don't bother us. Like it's so much that when we figure out like what's really going on is like already to manifest at the fourth stage. So a lot of it comes from, yes, environment, toxins, stress, things like that. But then some of the things that we hold in just because we don't want to let go, just because we feel like if we can go around and like not forgive people, it's like what they say, like drinking, what is it? What is the saying? Like, is it holding a grudge or not forgiving is like drinking poison or like giving something where you drinking poison hope somebody else die from it, something, I don't know what it is, but basically what it is it's sucking you dry, it's killing you, it's messing up your bones, your eyesight. It's, people have eye vision, it's on the metaphysical level, it's just because we're not seeing things that inside our heads, our brains, different organs in our body, and all our body speaks to us all the time. And I'm learning that healing is holistic. So we can take medicine, we can eat the right foods. Like I get it. Like I understand plant-based vegan. I understand nutrition. I understand, but I understand a lot of different things. I understand the metaphysical. I understand energy. I understand, depression, this, that. So it doesn't matter if one side is good. If we have hate in our heart, and if we have anger, and if we have dis-ease, dysfunction, disease, it is stemming from some other factors in our life, because we can go work out, we can, have the best physique in the world, but if we got hate in our heart, you still You can have you know what I'm saying? That you're still harboring pain. You're still at a dis-ease. You're still at a dysfunction. You're still not feeling right. You still have something you're holding on to. Your conversations ain't right. You got an attitude when you're talking. Like you're not giving all the love that you can give. You're not sharing. You're not being as open, as honest. You're not being as transparent as you need to, because there is a block. There is a barrier between who you are and who you need to become and who we need to become when we let go, when we release. And when we release people, when we let them off of, it's not when we say, oh, you think I'm gonna let them off the hook? What is it doing for you to sit around and look mad all day? Like, do you know it takes more muscles to frown? It takes more muscles to frown than to smile. Like, do you know when you are upset? Do you know when we are upset and we get angry, that shuts down our immune system for 70, what is it, 72 hours? Like 3 days, whatever that calculates to. 3 days. In 3 days, you can catch any type of virus. When your immune system is shut down, boom, there we go. Dis-ease, discomfort, disease, dysfunction. Those things manifest in our body. So I don't know how we getting all, but listen. So realizing that forgiveness is so much for us. Forgiveness is so, I mean, even if it's a person down the street, even if it's somebody that, they're driving in a car and you can't, now I'm not going to say tomorrow, because next week y'all might see me get, and I'm like, but then I got to go back. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a human. So we don't cancel people because they're not forgetting. We got to do what we got to do. Ain't nobody perfect on here. Ain't nobody trying to front. Okay? What we trying to say is we got healing work to do. This is our soul journey, our soul mission. When we came to this earth surface to experience the earth realm, we also came to experience these lessons. And lessons are in forgiveness. And some of us have more lessons to forgive than others. 444 on the clock. Angels. Yo, what we talking about? You see what I'm saying? So listen. That I'm touching my throat because it's throat chakra, heart chakra, energy, where we have to speak, we have to let it go. And even if it feels hard to do, and even if we can't let go, or even if we don't want to let go, some things we can do is we can write a letter. We can write a letter out. It could be a letter out to the person that hurts. What if the person's no longer living? Write a letter, say a prayer, and then throw it away, burn it, whatever it is, flush it down the toilet, cut it up in pieces, let it go, let those emotions out. What if it's yourself? Like me, I was like, wait a minute, there's some things that I need to let go of, some things, some people. And I was like, whoa, like I'm really about to let a lot of things and people, like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's just like, whoa. And I felt like real emotional. And I'm like, I have to forgive myself I forgave myself for feeling bad for doing what I need to do to get to my highest version of myself. You see what I'm saying? And it's okay to feel a certain way. Remember we talk about feeling is a secret? And also remember that we have been giving these feelings and these emotions to be able to know and understand and feel. That's how we know something is wrong or right. And to know, remember, we don't stay in negative energy. We learn how to operate whenever we're at a low vibe, whenever we're feeling like, man, like something ain't right. We learn from that energy. We get a lesson out of that. And we know the challenges come from the universe to make us stronger and higher, to vibrate even more. So anything that we may feel is like difficult, it is to refine us. It's just to get us to where we need to go on our soul journey, on our awakening, on our path of growing. We are all growing. We are all learning. And every day we get better and better in every way. So if I can leave this one point with you, let's see if only one, it is to forgive people. And something, you can make a list of people. You don't got to go around. This is the thing. Number one, don't go around telling everybody, hey, I forgive you, I forgive you, I forgive you. Then you got all this kind of work to do. Like for what? but then you did all this too. But no, what are you doing all that? You in your mind. The thing is, the nice thing about the law of forgiveness too, if there's someone like if you live in a home with them or you got to go back and forth, you can forgive. But if there are people from out of town, here, there, you can forgive in your mind. You can forgive across the street. You can forgive in a letter. You can forgive, it just by feeling and forgiving and letting things go. So there's many different ways that we can forgive. Yes. So, again, when we do that, we release, and you're going to feel lighter. You're going to feel more peaceful. And then you're going to say, well, what is it? What more do I need to know? What else do I need to let go of? What else do I need to forgive myself for? What else do I need to forgive others for? What am I? And when you do that, once you forgive and you start to forgive, more things will come up and more things. And guess what? These things that were on the shelf, remember we talked about that earlier? All these things that are on the shelf get taken off the shelf. All those limited beliefs, all those anger, pain, frustration, childhood trauma, old wounds, they also get healed. And when everything is off the shelf, it's going to be a purge. It's going to be a lot of icky feelings. It's going to be a lot of like bubbling. It's going to be a surging, and it's going to feel uncomfortable. But then when it comes up and it releases, your truth is going to be able to come through. Because once you clear those shelves off, you can be able to see. You can be able to relax. You can be able to see people who you are. You don't got to act. You can just be your normal self. You ain't got to have no grudge. You ain't got to have no chip on your shoulder. You ain't got to have no speculation thoughts. You're just being your natural self, and you can just be yourself. You can just become your best version because you don't have any other baggage. You see what I'm saying? And it's a work. It's not going to happen overnight, but it's going to happen over nights, over weeks, over months. It could be years. But the thing is that this is a long game. We're playing full out. We're playing full out. We're playing a long game. So my coach is just telling me, Coach Kendall, I gotta give him a shout out. We're playing full out. You're playing a long game. Okay? So it might take a lifetime. It might take a lifetime, but guess what? You're growing. And we're not the same person that we used to be yesterday, no matter what. And we're not obligated to stay in the negative energy. When someone doesn't want to forgive you, you're not obligated to stay there. Now, one of the things I've told myself, I am not obligated to my past. I'm not obligated to how you feel. So when you forgive yourself, when you come to your true meaning, even if it's yourself, and you need to let things go and let people go, you make sure that you stand in your truth. You make sure that, because whatever you say doesn't, even if they have a different energy or a different effect, don't let that affect how you're going to deliver what you feel, what you need to say. So always remember that when you're letting go, when you're releasing, when you're forgiving, that it doesn't mean that the other person is going to be on board with your forgiveness, but you are forgiving for you, for your healing, for your truth, for your wisdom, for your power, for your right mind. All right. My name is Tanisha Portier. I'm a global innovator for the 21st century. I know, feel, see, say, touch, taste, believe that I'm here to create, I'm here to cultivate my natural gifts and talents. And it's first starting off by helping and healing myself, my family, and then the world. So wherever you are, whether it's morning, noon, or night, I am blowing kisses to the globe. Have a beautiful day and smile. Are you smiling? Let's see. Yeah, smile.